You know what's crazy? Sometimes it isn't kings, wars, or giant monuments that change the way we see history, it's the little things. A strange-looking skull, a rock carved thousands of years ago, or even a dusty old diary can completely flip the story of who we are and where we came from. These discoveries may look ordinary at first, but once uncovered, they reveal secrets powerful enough to rewrite entire chapters of our past. And that's exactly what we're talking about today, 6 incredible objects that didn't just sit quietly in the ground, they reshaped human history in ways no one expected. So stick around, because this journey through time is full of surprises you won't want to miss. Let's begin with the skull, because honestly, this single discovery shook up the whole story of human evolution. Can you believe the story of us, humans, just got turned upside down because of a skull found in Morocco? According to BBC News, scientists discovered fossils at Jebel Irhoud that date back nearly 300,000 years. That's a full 100,000 years older than what we thought was the beginning of modern humans. Until now, most people believed East Africa was the one and only cradle-oline and a smaller brain cavity, but overall it's almost identical to ours today. And here's the mind-blowing part. They didn't just look like us, they lived like us too. These early humans at Jebel Irhoud used stone tools and even controlled fire. Imagine that, 300,000 years ago, people who looked a lot like you and me were already shaping stones, cooking meals around flames, and going about their daily lives in ways that feel so familiar. It's like finding out your family photo album has chapters you never knew existed, showing glimpses of life that feel both ancient and strangely close to home. The snake-shaped rock that sparks symbolic thought. F humanity, but this discovery proves something bigger. Our story wasn't born in one single spot, it was happening all across Africa. What makes this skull so fascinating is how familiar it looks. Sure, it has a slightly stronger brow. Next we move on to something really fascinating. When did humans actually start thinking like us? Not just hunting and surviving, but really imagining, believing, and giving meaning to the world around them? Well, in Botswana's Tsodilo Hills, archaeologists uncovered something that blew everyone's mind. Inside a cave, they found this massive rock shaped like a snake. At first, it looked like nature's work, but on closer look, nope. The rock was covered with more than 300 carefully carved marks, arranged to look like snake scales. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Scattered around the site were broken and burnt tools. And think about this. Why would anyone smash tools they worked so hard to make? The best guess? Rituals. These early humans might have been offering their tools as sacrifices, worshipping that snake-like rock. And wait for the twist, this isn't some recent discovery. This site dates back nearly 70,000 years. That means humans were already practicing symbolic thought, things like ritual, maybe even the earliest form of religion, way earlier than we ever imagined. If you think about it, every time we gather today for birthdays, Christmas, Eid, Diwali, or even concerts and festivals, we're basically continuing that same human tradition of ritual that started tens of thousands of years ago. Crazy, right? Monkey teeth tools in Sri Lankan rainforests. Coming next, let's explore a tiny but fascinating discovery deep in the Sri Lankan rainforest. As CNN reports, early humans didn't just pick up sticks or stones, they also made tools from the bones and teeth of monkeys and other small animals. Sounds surprising, right? These tiny, sharp tools were probably used as arrow points for hunting. Imagine that, a little monkey tooth, shaped carefully, becoming something that could help someone catch their food. That's not just surviving, it's smart thinking and creativity in action. And here's what's really cool, this tells us a lot about life back then. The Sri Lankan rainforest was tough, thick trees everywhere, rain almost all the time, and wild animals all around. Life was hard, but humans? They figured it out. They used whatever nature gave them, bones, teeth, or stones, to make tools that helped them survive. These monkey teeth tools aren't just old things found in a cave, they show that our ancestors were clever, creative, and ready to solve problems. Long before humans built houses or wrote anything down, they were already turning natural materials into tools that made life easier. It's a great reminder that being smart and inventive has always been part of being human. Fossils that revealed our Neanderthal legacy. Next up, we discuss how ancient humans weren't alone in Europe. You won't believe this, modern humans didn't just walk past Neanderthals and take over Europe. Nope. Around 48,000 years ago, our ancestors actually interbred with Neanderthals, and BBC research shows that this interbreeding was crucial for the humans who left Africa to survive and thrive. Before this, human groups that didn't mix with Neanderthals struggled to survive in Europe and mostly went extinct. So basically, the Neanderthals handed us a survival toolkit we didn't even know we needed. And here's the interesting part. Some of the genes we inherited from Neanderthals strengthened our immune system. Humans coming out of Africa were extremely vulnerable to new diseases, but this genetic boost gave them a shortcut to immunity. These hybrid fossils aren't just old bones, they're proof that a little teamwork between species helped humans survive extreme climates, shifting environments, and deadly diseases. It's amazing to think that our success might be because we didn't go it alone, we had a helping hand from our Neanderthal cousins. Clovis spearheads, when tools became culture. Moving on, we stepped into the Americas 13,000 years ago. People faced enormous animals like mammoths, mastodons, and giant bison at every turn. To survive, they needed the right tools, and that's where Clovis spearheads come in. These stone points were sharp, symmetrical, and incredibly efficient, able to pierce thick hides and take down massive prey. Every spearhead was carefully crafted, showing not just skill but a deep understanding of the animals they hunted and the world they lived in. What's even more fascinating is that some Clovis spearheads were made from crystal quartz. Beautiful, yes, but way too fragile for hunting. Archaeologists think these weren't meant for survival at all, they were likely ceremonial, carrying meaning, status, or spiritual importance. A child's grave with over 100 Clovis-like tools hints at just how much these objects mattered beyond hunting. These discoveries show that even back then, tools weren't just practical, they were personal, cultural, and symbolic, reflecting beliefs, identity, and what people valued in life. The papyrus that built the pyramids. Finally, let's wrap up with a discovery that shows the power of planning. It's kind of amazing to think that one of the most famous buildings in the world, the first Great Pyramid of Giza, was built with the help of what's basically an old-fashioned checklist. Archaeologists found pieces of a very old text, over 4,500 years old, called the Diary of Mero. Mero worked for Pharaoh Khufu and his job was to keep track of everything needed to build the pyramid: stone blocks, food for workers, and other supplies. His diary is very simple: Day 24, moving stones. Day 25, moving stones. Day 26, moving stones. It might sound boring, but these notes were very important. They helped thousands of workers know what to do and when, so the huge project didn't get mixed up. Every stone had to be in the right place at the right time, and Mero's diary helped make sure of that. The interesting part is that this shows how important planning and writing were even thousands of years ago. People weren't just writing stories or prayers, they were using writing to get big jobs done. You can imagine the scene: workers carrying heavy stones, scribes checking their lists, and Mero making sure nothing was forgotten. Day after day, stone by stone, they built something that still amazes us today. And it's kind of nice to know that even back then, people had to do boring work like keeping lists, just like we do now. Those little notes and records were a big part of building one of the greatest monuments in history. And there you have it, 6 incredible objects that completely changed everything we know about human history. From ancient skulls to ritual rocks, from hybrid fossils to the world's first spreadsheets, these discoveries remind us just how fascinating our story really is. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more amazing insights into the past. Trust me, there's so much more to uncover, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.